I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. I'm a little annoyed. Today we're watching a movie. It's called Moxie. You probably have heard of it. A lot of Z makers love this movie.
What do 16-year-olds care about? When I was 16, all I cared about was smashing the patriarchy and burning it all down.
And I've been suggested it since it came out in 2021, and I haven't seen it.
You need to leave!
It's funny because back in 2020, when I started making content, I was posting to the void. It wasn't really getting a lot of views, wasn't getting a lot of traction until this movie came out. I was just posting art before. It wasn't zine heavy, even though I was making zines. And then randomly, someone asked me to make a zine tutorial because I guess I was showing off a zine. I made a tutorial. That same night, Moxie came out. So the next day, I went viral because people were searching zine and looking zines up, and I popped up. Then I couldn't shut up about zines since, I mean, it was coincidental. I was going to talk about zines anyway, but then when people happened to find me because of the movie, it just kind of like exploded. But anyway, I want to watch the movie. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that the girl makes zines, and it's in response to bullies in her school, I think. From what I was reading about the description, it does involve some heavy topics. So mentions of SA and bullying and harassment and stuff like that. So if that's not something you want to watch right now, you do not have to watch this movie with us, okay?
You're not starting class without me, are you?
I think I'm gonna die in this house.
Can I help you?
I don't know, can you?
Brother, shut up.
I'm scared she's gonna get bullied. I feel like that funny feeling in my stomach before people make fun of me.
See ya.
We should be reading about immigrants or the working class or
I thought it was great.
Oh my god, bro.
Moxie's attempting to talk about intersectionality, and I'm nervous.
How are you?
Good. Just get some chives.
Huh?
Those are leaks, actually.
What the hell?
There was this new girl, and she started getting into it with Mitchell.
You know, sometimes I think about the fact that Mitchell Wilson is going to breed,
Is going to breed.
and his offspring will be...
Huh?
Did she just say a teenager was gonna breed?
Okay, just make sure to put the eggs on top.
So I shouldn't open up the carton and just dump them all in there?
When men just assume you don't know how to do shit. I remember one time wearing a shirt to a guitar center in Vegas. I was really into Primus, it's a band, okay, with Les Claypool. And I was really into learning how to play the bass and everything. And I remember I walked in and some guy was just like, "What do you know about that band?" And I just went along with it. I was like, "I don't know shit. I'm just wearing it because I found it at Hot Topic." Just because I was a little girl wearing a freaking Primus shirt. What do you know about that? Nothing. Oh, no.
Can I buy you a drink?
No, thanks. I've got it.
I'm scared. See, this is the thing. He's like so cartoonishly evil. And I think when you're in high school or at any moment in your life, okay, I'm 32 years old and I still experience stuff like this from men, but it's not always so obvious, you know? I hope that they show a bit of nuance throughout the movie, that the villains don't always have to be like this cartoon villain, this like very obvious bad guy. Sometimes it's not always overt, you know? It's very clear right now he's the villain, which I think is helpful for the movie, especially if a lot of kids are watching it. But at the same time, it's like we should be teaching kids that not every person that is abusive in this way is always this trope. But I digress. This is racism. Not only is he targeting her as a woman, he's targeting her as a black woman. And I think that's something that cannot be ignored. And I don't know if that's their intention here, but that's how I'm taking it. Why are you just picking on her? Okay, and now, Vivian, what are you gonna do? You just saw that. What are you gonna do? I don't know. My head's kind of spinning right now because you know what I would have done? I would have committed a felony.
He's harassing me. That means I have to do a bunch of stuff.
See, I don't know. This just feels so racist. That's why I think intersectionality is so important, because the experiences a black woman will go through could be heinous for the fact that she is a black woman. There's like these two things at play. It's the sexism and the harassment of her as a woman, plus the fact that she is black. it intersects. She's reporting harassment and they're not taking it seriously. Is it because she's a woman, or is it because she's black, or is it because she's both?
Ignore Mitchell.
He's dangerous.
I think he's just annoying.
Thanks for the advice. But I'm gonna keep my head up.
She is just probably mirroring a lot of what the adults say. You know, keep your head down, he'll bother someone else. But why? Why should it be like that? And why should he be allowed to move on from me and go to someone else and bully them and harass them? I think she's going to learn a lot from Lucy and take a page from their book, but I think it's going to take a weird turn. And somehow she's not even familiar with these concepts, right? Lucy just had to educate her about how men's behavior, if unchecked, their boys just being boys, can escalate to be very dangerous and be very threatening to them, right? She's not even aware. What I already see happening is she's going to learn from them, Lucy, and maybe other girls that maybe Lucy is friends with, or whoever's in her clique or whatever, and then she's gonna end up being the leader.
Oh, sure. Put me in the back like you always do.
See, that's another trope too. They're having so much diversity on screen. I like seeing it, but it feels like it's like they're on screen for the screen's sake, or as like the side characters to the main person, which I guess that's how movies work. Vivian is the main character, but it feels like all these people around her that live these very complex identities, and the one girl that I see with a disability that's visible, all she does is say quips. We're not getting to know her yet, but like I said, we're only 20 minutes into the movie, but like the past 2 times I've seen her on screen, she just says like a funny little throwaway.
No, please, block the sidewalk to admire her now. Oh, sure. Put me in the back like you always do.
I'm nervous that this movie's gonna disappoint me.
Have you seen this?
What is it, honey? Oh, no, that's social media. I don't understand.
Those girls got Moxie.
Oh, they said the movie title in the movie.
This entire school's got Moxie.
Oh, they did it again. Let's go for a third time.
Moxie?
Bro. A man with a shirt off is always a threat to me. Honestly, that's like the only... Oh my God! Bro, I'm scared.
So Bradley's gonna have a party. It's Hawaiian themed though, which isn't that cool, but are you gonna go?
What do you mean it isn't that cool? That's such a bullshit party theme. I hate when people do Hawaiian theme because it's basically grass skirts, coconut bra, pineapple pizza.
Do you have a sweater or a jacket?
Why?
What, with straps?
It's so weird too. Why are adults looking at kids like that? Is it really that distracting? I remember one time I got sent home for having my shorts too short. I'm like, why are you looking at me that hard? What you had to do? I'm wearing jorts right now, so I would definitely be in the clear. But you see where my nail is? I don't know if you could see. If they went above, I think your knuckle or something, you had to get sent home. And I was like that short. I don't know about y'all, but I think that's a little creepy. Like, why are you looking at kids' bodies that hard?
Come with me.
Literally just 15 minutes ago, wasn't that jock shirtless at the rally? She's bonding with her mom.
And none of us showered for 2 weeks.
Wait, what? I missed that.
One time someone told our friend Sarah that she smelled, and none of us showered for 2 weeks. And none of us showered for 2 weeks.
I think I'm gonna die in this house.
We argued with each other. We weren't intersectional enough.
Welcome. Listen, this is a totally safe park.
I hate when people do Hawaiian theme because it's basically
Grass skirts.
This doesn't feel culturally sensitive.
an authentic Hawaiian party. 50 uncles cooking. There'd be spam. There'd be hella kalua pork. There would be poi. There would be my tutu yelling at everybody to help out around the house. There would be lots of koki frogs just chirping in the background. Koki, koki, koki. There's no coconut bras. Those are hella uncomfortable, by the way. I've tried it.
Who's Moxie? I got sent home for wearing a tank top, meanwhile Jason is like constantly shirtless.
I think I'm gonna die in this house.
People refuse to call me by my new name.
So we're following Vivian. We're seeing her awakening. We're seeing her step into this revolutionary kind of leadership role. I don't know if it's leadership exactly because she is anonymous, like I said, but we're seeing her story. I really hope that we get to see more of like Lucy's background, maybe even Claudia's, because she does look like she's a little undecided. She's just not taking a stance either way. So I'm very curious to see what the other girls do if they start making zines. They did talk a big game about intersectionality. Even Amy Poehler at the dinner said that they weren't intersectional enough.
We weren't intersectional enough.
I love the Riot Grrrl era. I'm very familiar with like Bikini Kill and all the music that comes from that time too, because I know a lot of their fanzines and music zines that they made were promoting exactly stuff like this, women's empowerment. But at the same time, I just didn't see a lot of people that look like me reflected in those communities. And that's a big reason why I'm not like, you know, I don't call myself a Riot Grrrl or, you know, overly identify with that era, even though I do like it. But I don't see enough of people that look like me reflected or hearing stories like mine. I had to really dig deep for them. And that's why one of my favorites is Shotgun Seamstress. I think I told you guys this a million times. Shotgun Seamstress is just like this, but from a Black woman's perspective. A queer Black woman's perspective. I hear a lot of stories about being a white girl going through stuff like this. It's like a story I've heard a million times. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I think we have a lot of stories like that, and I'm really hoping we get to learn more about Lucy and Claudia and even the other girls in the Moxie club.
Oh my god, Vivian, yeah? You're the one who made these?
Have you had enough of these ridiculous sexist dress code checks? Literally me.
The only time I've been sent home was when I barfed during my Eleanor Roosevelt presentation.
She's a rule follower.
A few moments later.
你不能穿 tank top 去学校的. It's just a tank top, Mom.
It's showing that other people, there's consequences for what they do because of cultural pressure or parental pressure. Okay. I'm starting to understand Claudia a little bit more and where her anxiety, that hoping that she doesn't get in trouble, where that comes from. It's very nuanced, but not everybody can break the rules, you know? And not everybody has the privilege to stick it to the man in that way. Because I don't know, maybe she could get kicked out.
You didn't do it.
She didn't do it, and we know why.
This dress code thing may seem like whatever to you, but I'd say it's another way to control women.
See, that's what I'm noticing, is that a lot of girls are putting their necks on the lines to stand up for other women and for themselves, and Vivian doesn't do that. She's doing a great job with the zine, but I'm excited to see when she actually puts her neck on the line. Also, Lucy's been saying this stuff and she gets shut down, but now a white girl stands up in class and says it, and people applaud her.
Hey, I have a nomination. I nominate Kiera Pascal, the captain of the girls soccer team.
What did you just do?
Do you like money? Come on, I'm gonna get you some.
I can handle that, sis.
I don't know why the way that the Black girls are talking, it almost seems like corporate was like, we have to make these Black girls say sis, period, finna. I don't know, something about it being in this Netflix movie feels so forced.
Why don't you care about this? But like, making a big deal is just not my thing.
Then what is your thing?
I thought my thing was you. And I thought our thing was being best friends.
Oh, I thought it was about to be a little WLW.
Twizzler?
Thanks.
She snatched that shit.
So why don't you tell anyone that you're the one doing it?
I don't have to talk about it or explain it.
Didn't I freaking say that her anonymity, it's like, I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to take responsibility over my words. I just want all the praise without all the work of doing the conversation part of it and talking about getting real, talking about these things that really affect people. And it affects her too. But we see visually how it affects a lot more people in a lot of different ways, and just intersectionally. We had the girl that's in the wheelchair and imagine how that must affect her on top of everything else she has to deal with. We've seen Lucy and we saw Claudia. She's not in the club, but we've seen her home life, and that's very real for a lot of people. And now she's saying, well, I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to do anything. It's very, very privileged.
Okay, because she's Black. Yes.
Even her shirt, it's giving some corporate money bags people were like, we gotta make the Black girls Black to the umpteenth degree. We gotta make that very clear that their role here is to propel this forward. So Vivian throws the ball and the Black girls and the other marginalized girls, they catch it, right? And then they take it forward. Why is Vivian not running this if she's the one that made Moxie?
But yes.
Can't stop, won't stop, next stop. I caught Shelly trying to tear you guys' posters down because you never officially registered Moxie in the office.
Oh.
So I did.
A woman of color saves the day. It's like everybody's doing all the, I'm not saying Vivian's not doing any work, but it feels, I don't have the language for it. I don't know how to articulate it, but it feels funny. It feels funny. Not nefarious or evil. It just feels a little like it's missing the mark a little bit.
So let's give it up for the youngest members of the revolution.
The Lindas. Okay, do they only have the rights to one Bikini Kill song? They only are going to play Rebel Girl the whole movie? We are 1 hour and 10 minutes into the movie. We have 40 minutes left and she just kissed her friend. It feels token. Like, okay, we have the girl in the wheelchair. We have the black girl that's leading everything. We have the Asian girl. One of the girls was trans. The girl on the soccer team is also a black girl or she's mixed. We have a lot of diversity, but what we're missing is queerness. Let's just throw it in there with a kiss at the Moxie benefit. That we will not, I'm calling it now, they're not going to dive deeper into this. And I was hoping for some WLW representation in this movie. It just feels very natural, right? To have some queer representation. That was a throwaway. I still don't feel like I know enough about Lucy or even Claudia, but I know a whole hell of a lot about Vivian, and I have not been impressed with her for the majority of the movie. I like the movie. I like some of the movie. But I'm like, Lucy almost seemed like she was the protagonist in the beginning because she was getting harassed so much by that one football player. And yet I don't know enough about them. And I didn't even know that she was interested in girls. Maybe she didn't even know until that moment or something. But there was no lead up. It just feels like a throwaway. Like, okay, now we're checking off boxes. It's like that corporate thing of like, okay, oh, girl in a wheelchair, check. Okay, now we got this girl, the black girl leading the class. Okay, all right. And now we need female homosexuality.
Congratulations to Mitchell Wilson.
Oh my god. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Vivian, come with me.
You're in trouble.
See how that's the punishment too, is like Claudia mentioned something earlier too about like, well, won't we get in trouble for wearing the tank top? It seems like that's an oppressive tool is, oh, well, I don't want to get in trouble. Which is it mirrors real life. So, I mean, it is indicative of real life. These are like high school experiences. I'm sure this is happening to high schools in America all over. But like how he even teased her, walking away like, you're going to get in trouble. Now the oppressive tool is working in his favor. And he's the piece of shit. They're making the villains of this movie so cartoonishly evil. I have a problem with that. What the principal is doing, there's no gray area to her at all. She has this internalized misogyny and she's not on the side of the girls at the school. I get it, yada yada yada, but it's just so cartoonish what they're trying to it just seems like they cheapen it. And I don't know why they had to make her like this. There couldn't be any like nuance to her. She's a woman, and I think that's what our frustration is supposed to be, is like she's supposed to be understanding, and there are women like this. But it's just the way that they're portraying her is, I think in real life, a lot of women that are these characters in our lives, they're not always so exaggeratedly bad. A lot of times they're nice. There's a lot of room for it to look like someone you know. And they're trying to make it seem like experiencing these types of people is rare. And I don't know why it really gets under my skin, because the same thing with the guy. He has to be so overtly terrible, when I feel like more often than not it's the kid that's really likable, that is really nice. There's all sorts of villains and they portray different types of traits, and we're only seeing one trait, which is all bad. And I think that's a really poor portrayal of these types of people in our lives.
I just think the girls at the school would love to know what you think.
Well, I'm a girl at the school, and I would love to know who started Moxie.
Do you have any idea?
Claudia got suspended for Moxie.
She'll be fine. Hey, don't tell me about Claudia, okay? She's been my best friend my whole life, and you only just got here.
But yeah, you could use her for Moxie to propel your agenda forward without even putting your neck on the line.
Shirley's blaming me because I'm the one who put my name down for Moxie.
I can't believe you did that.
She kept asking me who the leader was, and I said I didn't know.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
You don't get what's going on with me because you're white. What?
Do you know what my mom had to sacrifice to get to this country? I am under an insane amount of pressure, and I don't have the freedom to take the risks that you do.
Isn't that what I said earlier? We've barely seen Claudia on screen, but also maybe that's how the movie is portraying this and symbolizing this, is that These other marginalized women are background characters to her. They do the heavy lifting, they do the work, and she is the ringleader of this club. But it feels like we're getting thrown really heavy stuff towards the end of it.
If you knew it was me, why didn't you tell her?
Because I'm not a coward, unlike you.
She's like, why didn't you say anything? Girl, when have you said anything?
You made a salad with green things in it? Why don't I just write your name on my arm and tell everybody that I'm your property?
It's too on the nose. It's too on the nose.
Go enjoy your spring salad.
It's very teenage angst. It's very teenage angst because right now it's giving. She thinks that she's the only one in the world that deals with these problems. I think it's one of those teenage things that you do where you think that the struggles that you go through, only you are going through it and nobody else understands. She's nailing the teenage angst thing.
What is falling apart? I might get kicked out of school and I might have sex.
How could she might get kicked out of the school? Did she make a decision that she was going to tell people she runs Moxie? Because how would that... Now she seems like she's catastrophizing. I don't know.
Wait a minute, you might get kicked out of school?
Or that I might have sex, Mom?
Okay, Vivian, slow down.
You know what? Claudia kind of ate because she is being kind of a coward right now. Because now you're dealing with the consequences of this, right? You were basking, an hour ago, you were basking in the glory of running your feminist club and running your zine. And now that you're feeling the real life consequences of what that means, that not all the time when you stand up, people hear you or like what you have to say. Now you have a problem with it and you're pointing at the fingers at everyone else but yourself. Does she think she's the only girl in the world? She's literally talking to her mom that was once her age and went through these things. That's where the zines came from. She was inspired mostly from the work her mom did when she was a youth. Teenagers. I've had some embarrassing moments like this as a teen, even also yesterday probably.
Hey, are you mad at me?
Yelling at me at the table and then ditching me during dinner?
Oh, the dinner. I forgot about the dinner.
I'm sorry, I've been under a lot of pressure lately.
Really? Seems like you've just been doing reckless shit and then letting other people take blame for you while you just take cheap shots at me, your mom, and your mom's perfectly nice boyfriend.
There are 15 minutes left in the movie and we just got another bomb. See, they keep throwing things in here. I knew, you know what? And I gave the trigger warning at the beginning that there was going to be mention of SA, and the whole time I forgot about it because I haven't seen it. I mean, there was some mention. Lucy definitely was harassed by the main jock, and a lot of the guys were taking off their shirts, and even one guy like dropped it low on some girl.
I think you're gonna die in this house.
And now a girl just wrote into Moxie saying that she was sexually assaulted. We have 15 minutes left. This doesn't feel... This feels half-baked. It feels very corporate to me. It doesn't feel like a fully fleshed thing that could have a lot more substance than it's giving. This does not feel... This...
I'm not brave. I'm not fierce like some of my friends.
It's me. I started Moxie. I am Moxie.
I wrote the note. Mitchell Wilson me.
Mitchell Wilson. Come with me.
How do you bring up something so heavy like the sexual assault and cut to a scene of everyone dancing?
What was that?
I feel very underwhelmed. And don't get me wrong, the movie was very entertaining. There was a lot of parts of it that I liked, but that ending, I don't understand how it ends there. I definitely feel like this movie maybe is a great introductory topic to some heavier themes for children. And I'm not saying that to be facetious at all. I'm not trying to make fun of the movie and saying like this is for kids, but the way that they presented the themes and it felt watered down, significantly watered down, it feels like it makes sense why a bunch of younger people saw that movie when it came out in 2021 and then was Googling how to make a zine. I think that's a great introductory for young people to see how they can utilize zines and that their purpose can serve something greater like women empowerment and standing up to bullies and outing abuse. I think that's really great. But as someone watching it as a zine maker that's older, I don't think that that movie was great. They make it seem like the villain, that's rare, that you don't always encounter people like that because of how cartoony evil they made him. They made it it's just such a caricature of what how some boys act, and I feel like it's not always like that. Even the principal, I would love to have seen more of Lucy's zines. Like what kind of zine was, okay, so Vivian was the only one making the zine. I would love to see more of maybe like contributors. She was including people in there, but it wasn't their voices, you know? I heard a lot of Vivian's voice, but she wasn't even the one doing the most of the work. The whole time it just feels like, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you stick up for me? Making the zine is not always enough. Making art is not always enough. That doesn't mean you shouldn't make it, but it's just not enough. You have to be doing real work as well. Standing up for your friends, speaking up, putting your neck on the line for other people, especially in your place of privilege, right? She is marginalized as a woman, but at the same time, her friend Claudia was even saying that you're white. There's a lot of things that you can do that I cannot do, whether it's cultural or whatever. People have different things going on in their lives and it intersects at different moments, right? She, out of everybody there, could have been putting her neck on the line, right? Not saying she wouldn't face any dire consequences, but look at the end. Lucy has been saying all of that. Lucy was saying all of that the whole time and no one listened to her. And it took Vivian saying it for people to listen and rally in. But not once did she ask them to contribute to it. I think it would have been really cool if they were all in anonymity in the Moxie Club together producing that zine. All I heard was the perspective of Vivian. And I'm not saying that it's not important, but it's just one piece of feminism is hearing her perspective. You know, towards the end of it, it felt very rushed at the end, and they dropped so many bombs on us. There were so many heavy topics, and they weren't expanded enough for me. I knew that it was going to be maybe like a cookie cutter version of feminism and these heavy topics. I feel like also it's just like so privileged to have Vivian be the main character, the protagonist. Like, what use is the zine if you're not also putting work behind it, and then you're crying about how much work and how much pressure was on you when your friend Claudia got suspended. Lucy had her I'm not over the drink being spat in. That was crazy. And you're in your room crying because your mom made a salad. And like I say a million jillion times, because I know people are going to be like, well, she's a woman too. I know that. I know. I'm not excluding her. But she can definitely use her privilege to help amplify the voices of the girls around her. And I don't feel like she did that. And I feel like she was rewarded at the end and she got her flowers. And maybe we're supposed to feel vindicated by that, to be like, okay, Lucy was right this whole time. But it felt I felt like Lucy should have maybe been the protagonist. And I also wanted to hear more about Claudia's story and the things that she deals with. That was very interesting too. I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it all those years ago, back in 2021, when people were telling me, you gotta watch this movie. This movie's incredible. It's so life-changing. It's really not. And I'm not trying to compare struggles or anything, but I'm just saying I can only speak from my perspective, but I'm a Black and Polynesian gay woman living in America. The things that I've gone through, even in high school, I don't relate to Vivian. That's why intersectionality is so important, because yes, she's a woman. She does go through things. I'm not saying she doesn't. But what I'm trying to say and really get at is like, there's things about me I can't take off. I can't be in anonymity. And I feel like Viv had so many opportunities to use her privilege as a white girl to help the people that look like me. And I don't really feel like she did. I don't really feel like she did to the best of her ability. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to probably take a cold shower because that really pissed me right the fuck off. I probably will have like more things to say later, but that was just my honest reaction from watching it in real time. It didn't inspire me much. But I do see where the inspirations come from Riot Grrrl era. The era's awesome, but it just feels like the women of color that were in the movie were just the side pieces to help prop Viv up. From what I saw, she didn't do much, and I'm a little disappointed. I honestly